A lot of communities, they scale up, but they fail to monetize and then sustain themselves. And a lot of communities have a lot of chatter, but there is not enough tangible value that these people, I mean, they're just there without any specific purpose.
So I think the second question is the most important, right? Because I mean, like, what is the purpose for which you're building a community?
Yeah.
And once you kind of define that purpose, I often tell community builders and managers that say more no's than say yeses when building out communities, right? Because you could, your community purpose is like actually your community brand. And you have to stay very true to your brand, right? And when people enter a community, they can immediately make out whether you are being authentic or not. And the minute people today are very, very astute. The minute they say this person is not being authentic, right, they will leave. So you're going to have a very nice leaky funnel, which makes no sense to you, right? You're going to waste your time. So the first piece is define your mission, define your purpose, be authentic and very, very clear about communicating it at multiple touch points. And more importantly, also demonstrate through actions. So, for instance, if your purpose is to build an inclusive beauty community, which is what we do with Glamm Fam, right? We're probably going to be one of the largest beauty communities in Asia in the next couple of months. Now, the whole purpose there is it's inclusive. It's, of course, about beauty, right? So, if someone comes in and makes a statement that's like, deriding another member's looks or aesthetics, right? That person actually is given a warning immediately. Right now, of course, you could argue quantity versus quality, etc. वो पूरा debate चलता है. KPIs में भी numbers कम हो रहा है, community member को निकाल रहे हो. How does this work? But if you take a call, take a hard call, it does not meet the community values and mission, that person is given a warning.
Absolutely.
Right? So that's one big piece of it. The second piece then comes to monetizing. Right now, I've had the privilege of doing two very interesting things, right? And I call it my Entrepreneur 1.0 journey, Entrepreneur 2.0 journey. Entrepreneur 1.0 journey was Baby Chakra, where we used the power of the community to co-create products. So we did it that way, right? And I told you about the Amazon experience. Yeah. It was like an amazing experience for me. Yeah. My Entrepreneur 2.0 journey is where now we're working closely from product brands, building out communities. So I talked about the Glamm Fam, right? That's an inclusive, deep interest community on beauty. Who are the initial community members? Our customers, right? Or for instance, Organic Squad. Again, on everything to do with sustainable, holistic living, like very mission-oriented, but focused on that area, right? Who are our initial community members? The customers, right? Same with Sirona Circle. So these are all, but they all have very different identities as well. So Sirona Circle is a brand in itself. It's a community brand, right? It's different from Sirona Hygiene. Obviously, you're allying the two names, right? And the two mission purposes, but it's different. It's a different community brand. Organic Squad. We take a call on the brand guidelines of Organic Squad in terms of what can be discussed, what we do. We don't sit and pitch like organic harvest products there, right? We basically say, we talk about everything sustainable, holistic living, good for you, DIYs, etc. Right? How to figure out organic certifications, things like that. Again, mom stars, right? For moms ko Baby Chakra, right? We don't say, oh, moms ko Baby Chakra ki products use karo. We're saying it's a community in support of mothers. Right? So that's a second piece where you have to be very clear that if you're building out communities from existing product brands, keep the community brand very distinct, right? Ensure the mission is very, very tight because, again, it goes back to the first principles of community building. And number two, when you're actually building in the whole monetization journey, be very transparent with people, right? And monetization just be like people going and buying the products again and again, right? Which actually ends up happening as a result because retention levels go through the roof, right? But it could also be things like creating amazing UGC, that when you then push to the whole CRM system or you use in social ads, right, do incredibly well. The delta on those are much higher than regular, even influencer ads in many cases, right? Or the other way to monetize these communities could be, for instance, co-creation. We at the Glamm Group actually are now running, have run actually, Baby Chakra ran it first and then My Glamm ran it, one of the largest surveys of its kind where we invite our community members and customers to give in their preferences on products we need to build. Right? And when we launch those products, the take rate, the success rate of that is through the roof because the inputs on that are given by our communities themselves, right? So, अगर आप monetization की सोच रहे हो, right? There are multiple other ways of monetization versus वही, बस उनको लोगों को products बेचते रहो, discounts देते रहो, right? There are other ways of monetization or building your bottom line to be much stronger, right? Or having a revenue bump. But more importantly, being extremely transparent, authentic in a way that also adds value or gives a feeling of status, privilege, whatever it is, right?
Yeah,
To
yeah.
your community members' lives while doing so.
But is it always important for you to have the monetization angle figured out when you're starting off building?
I mean, it would be great if you can figure it out. But I do think, see, otherwise what ends up happening is that, so with Baby Chakra, of course, we didn't, right?
Yeah.
We figured it out along the way. And we realized that, karte jao, I mean, you can do your brand. Like, I'm not a very big fan. Like, if I want to build a public company, I don't want it to be based on like brand endorsement deals, right? It doesn't work that way, right? You have to build out something which is either a digital product suite or a physical product suite, right? But you got to follow the physical product suite, right? Because digital product, we also figured like at that point in time, micropayments and all the stuff also to do. So I think thoda sa you have to constantly think about monetization, because Sohail, end the day, monetizing communities is not the easiest. You have to match that, like if there's a triumvirate, right? Your mission, your purpose, your community values and community members, personas with your monetization.